I'm Shelley Galloway from Antigua. I'm an education officer in the Ministry of Education. But previously, I worked within the schools as a secondary school teacher. I worked at one of the largest schools in Antigua, and I recognized that we were having an issue with our students in how they manage their waste. And as a teacher, not just of content, but one who deals with developing values and that civic pride within my students, I thought that we needed to reach out. This problem needed to be addressed. And as I was thinking of how could it be addressed, I heard a broadcast with Miss Ruth Spencer and a visiting team speaking about this issue. And it piqued my interest. And so I reached out to Miss Spencer, and there began our journey. And subsequent to that, the team visited our school, and they are working with us to see how we can sensitize our students to valuing the environment and, bringing value to themselves first. And also, once that is engendered within them, the environment benefits. And we see the school as the incubator for society. So if we can change mindsets within the school, our country, this would benefit. So starting within the school is important because these students would become the citizens of tomorrow. And what they would have garnered, they would also pass on to their families, to their children. And we see that as an important aspect. So waste management, we are passionate about it.
I am Brenda Thomas Odlum, Director of the Community Development Division in the Ministry of Social Transformation, Human Resource, Youth and Gender in the island of Antigua and Barbuda. I have a passion for cleaning. I want to see Antigua and Barbuda cleaner and greener. So I have become a member of the Zero Waste Initiative, and we are working with all the communities to help eliminate the litter problem that we have in Antigua and Barbuda. So we are trying to make our beautiful island litter-free, especially since it's a tourist industry, it's everybody's business, so too is litter. Civic pride, keeping the country clean and tidy, should be all of us business.
A lot of people who do composting, they normally use like the yard waste and, the leaves and the trees, etc. And also food waste, kitchen scraps. But in Antigua, a lot of tourists have noticed, and people who visit the island have noticed that a lot of food from the hotels are wasted. And when we do composting, most of the times people do not like to compost, like the fish scraps and the meat, etc. So a lot of that was just going to the landfill. And of course, when the organic waste goes there, what happens? The methane problem that we're trying to avoid climate change by mitigation. And, so it's not a good thing when all that food stuff and so on, organic waste, go to the landfill because it creates that methane problem. So over the years, approximately 10 years or so now, I've been working with composting in the schools mainly. And the experience has been very good. We have a school meals program. And basically when the food is eaten and the students leave any scraps, that is thrown in the garbage can. And that also, I guess, goes to the landfill. I've been able to get the permission of the school meals program. I'm working now with a school in the Cobbs Cross area, the Cobbs Cross School, where we are using that food scraps, to do composting for their garden, the school garden. So now they are transitioning from using the synthetic material to using the compost for their fertilizer.
Our work thus far has been a journey of faith, a lot of volunteer work, a lot of commitment, a lot of collective actions. We all doing what we can do. The recycling in Antigua is done just by the NGOs. We know operational support comes from the government, even though they collect an environmental levy. And everybody you speak to, it's their passion that's driving them. And so we have banded together since the training from the UNDP Center of Excellence. And we have a strong commitment. We have a vision to make a difference in the country, as the young man said, for the young people coming up. As the teacher said, we have to influence lives. We have to change behaviors, because waste is a major challenge that is impacting every sector of our life, every focal area: biodiversity, land degradation, mercury, chemicals. There's the waste feeding in to every place where people live. And so it is our commitment and our dedication to make a difference. And we want to partner with other countries around the world. We want to share our stories, our best practices. So we are glad for the training that we received, out of which came this group. And we are still here. We are still trying to do our bit in this part of the world.